Next game in our progression is going to be a game that Braden will be at, and that'll be Ohio State at Wisconsin. This will be a fascinating matchup because I think in the preseason, it's kind of one of those games you circled for Ohio State, saying they play Penn State, they go on the road to play Wisconsin the next week. Is it a trap game? And I think maybe not so much after we've seen these two teams play. But I think in this storyline of, the playoff rankings come out next week, Ohio State trying to, one more statement, trying to stay undefeated, going on the road in a tough environment. For Wisconsin, it's a chance to pull off an upset and a chance for Luke Fickell to get revenge, I guess, against his old team. So a lot of interesting storylines here. But I think when you start looking at the matchups, obviously Ohio State's offense, the edge last week was Marvin Harrison Jr. Kyle McCord is battle tested on the road. Wisconsin, Braden Locke will be starting his second game after a pretty solid, I guess, showing in his first start against Illinois. I think can Wisconsin handle the Ohio State offense? Because I think they're going to have to try and win a lower scoring game here, a little higher scoring game. Yeah. I think clearly probably not what Wisconsin wants, considering the quarterback and whether or not they can get Braelon Allen going too against Ohio State's defensive front.
I think how Wisconsin reacted in the second half of Braden Locke's first start, I think, is interesting. I think it benefits them long term. I think it gives them a little confidence going into this game. They were not good in the first half against Illinois, and then they kind of came to life, and especially in the fourth quarter. Locke looked like he had that throw over the shoulder. He made critical throws in that fourth quarter against Illinois that were actually very, very impressive throws that you don't normally see Wisconsin quarterbacks make. I'm not suggesting that he's better than Tanner Mordecai, but he is familiar with the system. He is an air raid recruit. I think he delivered in the clutch last week. I think playing against Ohio State's defense is a totally different monster. Listen, I will barely remember, I'm assuming, what happens in the game, considering all the things that will be taking place Friday night and Saturday during the day. That 7 p.m. kickoff is not good for a 40-year-old who's starting at 9 a.m. on State Street. With a cousin who is literally a sailor, and it is going to be I am hoping I make it to kickoff. But my concern, and my dad and brother and everybody, they don't want to hear any of this, but it's like, I don't know how they move the football consistently unless they figure out a way to get Braelon Allen working between the tackles consistently. And just take your 3 yards in the first quarter, make it 4 in the second, then it turns into 5 and 6 in the second half. Maybe you can wear them down and turn it into a low-scoring thing. I just don't know how they score. I don't know how they score enough points in this game. So Ohio State gets to 24-27, kind of like we've said all episode. I think Ohio State wins pretty easily, unfortunately.
Ohio State's rush defense giving up about 3 yards per carry. So to your point, it's going to be tough sledding for Wisconsin. But I will tell you one thing that does concern me if I was the Badgers. First of all, sounds like TreVeyon Henderson, Denzel Burke, and Egbuka could be back this week for Ohio State.
Great.
Wisconsin has given up 423 rushing yards to Iowa and Illinois combined over the last couple of weeks.
It's Iowa. You said Iowa, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Henderson and the Ohio State running backs could have a good day here.
We'll get how about this? Let's go right into our bets against the spread, because I got Ohio State minus 14. Some of that's emotional hedging because I'll be there, but some of it is I don't see a matchup that benefits Wisconsin in this game at all. I don't.
Let down home field, that'd be the only thing.
Maybe, but Ohio State, you're right. The Penn State game, I just think it's too tricky of a matchup. There's not a place where Wisconsin's got a better. I mean, the home field will be great. It's at night, NBC, right? I think prime time.
Yep.
It's going to be great. It's so much fun to be in Madison for a football game. If anybody ever has a chance to go, it's so great. But it's big time stuff with Ohio State. So it'll be crazy. It'll be raucous. The student section will be full because those 11 a.m. kickoffs. A lot of times that student section not full from the night before. You know what I mean? But it should be loaded and ready to go, and all puns intended. And cheese curds for everybody, cold beer, brats, State Street. It's gonna be great. Can't wait. Ohio State minus 14.
I like